In classic style, sit back, relax and enjoy it with Mike Dixon and myself, David Goldstrom. This is so open. The conditions have once again turned it into a little bit of a lottery.
And they're off. It was good to see Dario Colonia, bib number one. They say he's got the mentality of Federer. He's from Switzerland and he just doesn't get fazed by pressure. And there he is, leading from the start.
Well, it's a good idea, and 83 already in trouble there. That's Yannis Piper.
Pit stop. They haven't got much longer. As soon as they enter the pit stop area, they can skate on their classic skis. They will go into their lane number, take their skis off, unclip, go straight on into the bindings of their skating skis, drop the ski poles, pick up their skating ones, which are about 10 or 15 centimeters longer, and off they go. That process will take about 25 seconds.
And Södergren, Olsen, Pilakotra, Bauer, Colonia, Heikkinen, Filbrick, Sommerfeld, Legzhanin of Russia, Verpalu through in 10th place, Angra, Bacichak, Keki, Gaia. They're all there within 4 or 5 seconds. We'll get a little check on the pit time starts as they go out now. So different skis, different poles.
Different skis. The skis are down to depending on their height, but they're
top 40 there. It was 47th. But that said, at 30 years of age, the question is by how much he can improve. But he's certainly having a good race here today, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't finish inside the first 40, probably inside the first 30.
It's a very respectable performance till now. Verpalu's still in there. He's not at the front of this pack, but he's still holding the pace. There he is, back right of our picture now, bib 17.
Södergren from Legkov, and then NORTHUG 12. That's Giorgio De Centa, the Olympic champion. 27, you can just see in the background Roland Clara of Italy.
Look at that climb there, a good camera angle to see the height of this climb. It's been going on for a couple of minutes already, and this is exactly what Södergren needs to do. He needs to break them. He doesn't have the sprint finish, so he has to go with 5 kilometers to go to the line. He has to keep this intensity now. Tobias Angra, he's going to shade this surely. He's coming out wide on the right-hand side or his left. This will now sort the men from the boys in this race.
Heikkinen in top 10 place as well. And as you can see, less than 5,000 meters to go. Cherepanov, look at that, Mike. From being up there to being 21 seconds off the pace. That's the sort of damage that's being done up front here by Södergren from Legkov, from NORTHUG, and Clara. Well, Mike, I think that was pretty well the decisive move of the race. It may not be the final move, but it's really split them apart.
Beyond belief. He looked effortless doing it, did Södergren. He knows he had to do it with 5 kilometers to go. He kept his double dance, stronger than anybody. Well, a few of them went with him. Legkov struggling in there. They're all suffering because Södergren, when he wants to, he can turn it up just like this with 3:75 to go.
And there is NORTHUG just moving into second place. Just getting a little concerned maybe that Södergren was just going to open up that gap a bit much, but in fact you can see that it is Sweden from Norway, Russia and Italy with, as you said, Mike, 3,700 meters approximately for the little quartet to go.
Look behind them. There's Toby Angra leading the, well, it's Clara, I think, with Angra. Angra's had a look back to see who's strong enough to stay with this. Now, Södergren has to keep this going, or they will pull him back. He has to keep this intensity, because it is hurting, but it's hurting the chase pack as well. The chase pack know it. They're realizing we've got to haul this back in now if any one of them want a chance for a medal.
Yeah, De Centa in 4th place. And Pilakotra well out of it, 22 seconds off. Lucas Bauer way back. And just checking on that, Mike, I'm really quite surprised how far Bauer has gone back. Peter Kotra 15 seconds back. And Södergren leading up the climb. But Lucas Bauer 21 seconds back with Delidovic. And actually, Södergren has torn them apart. And that rest that he took after the classic leg, well, that was really the bit that worked for him. That was obviously his plan.
It's a strange way that so often we see Södergren in 50 kilometers, 30 kilometer mass starts. They allow him to lead, and Södergren, it's purely because he doesn't have a sprint finish that he has to go so far from the end, which was in this case 5 kilometers to go. He knew in his own mind he had to do that.
Of course, he came here to the World Championships in tip-top form. He won the 15-kilometer classic in Val di Dentro just the weekend before the start of these championships, which seems like a long time ago, but it is actually only last week. It's last Saturday.
It's not a long time at all, but he was disappointed, very disappointed to be a minute off the pace in the 15-kilometer classic. I think NORTHUG is suffering. Well, they all are. They're absolutely on their limits now. The lactic is just burning through their body. Little bit of recovery because Södergren has to hit this final hill as hard as he can.
Yeah, we've seen this before. I've seen it in so many championships, and Södergren gets outpointed. But if he gets it right, you know, Mike, I mean, he was the silver medalist in 2003 over 50 kilometers freestyle, but got outrun by Kukal of the Czech Republic, and he's been so close. I mean, he was 5th in the Olympic Games. Do you remember in Torino? He pushed, but he couldn't get away, and you know, just was taken apart in the closing stages.
He was. So he's learned from all those past experiences and realizing that doing it with 3 kilometers to go isn't enough. He has to now hit the absolute pressure button with 5 or 6 kilometers to go, and that's what it's done to the rest of the field. 35 altogether. He's destroyed them.
Well, he's destroyed the field, but the worrying factor for him is that he's still got a very fast sprinter on his shoulder in the shape and form of Peter NORTHUG.
Yeah, Peter NORTHUG, if NORTHUG can stick in with a pace, and I think that NORTHUG is struggling, suffering under the burning pace that Södergren's giving, and Södergren's still giving it.
Two and a quarter kilometers to go now for the leaders. And just to tell you what's happening a little bit behind, as Mike said, Tobias Angera and Roland Clara are the nearest pursuers, and they are something like 12 seconds off the pace there. And then after that, it's the Finn, Matti Heikkinen with Marcus Hellner, but they're 21 seconds back ahead of Filbrick. And Martin Kukal of the Czech Republic looks as if he could be the best for his country. And Vito now up into 11th place, having lost such a lot of time on the classic leg. And it does suggest to me, Mike, that his skis were wrong for the classic leg for him to have lost so much time.
I think so. It didn't look possible for Vito to bridge that gap, but he's done it, and he's there. He's top 15. He's 11th.
And NORTHUG gets ahead of Södergren. He kept the momentum going, but so's Legkov getting the moment. There's a sense out there that this is another important moment because Legkov has gone. Legkov has made the biggest attack. NORTHUG, as you rightly said, but his head is down and his shoulders have dropped.
Yeah, they have. Look at this. Clara, I think that is 27. It is, and Toby Angera, he's tried so hard, but he needs to pick it up now if he wants a medal.
1,000 meters to go, and it is Alexander Legkov for Russia from the Dynamo Club from a town called Khanty-Mansiysk, which is arguably better known for biathlon than it is for cross-country skiing, but he's the man who leads, the 25-year-old Russian who's got a meter maybe ahead of Peter NORTHUG, then Södergren, then Giorgio De Centa, not out of it yet, but really being put under the cosh there as the last of the quartet. Södergren has a little look round. He knows that there are 4 men fighting for 3 medals, and one of them is going to be extremely unhappy. And, you know, the likes of De Centa have been 4th. Here goes NORTHUG putting the power on sprint speed there. Look at that massive attack. Massive attack for Peter NORTHUG. I've gone for gold.
He's going for gold. I don't think he's touchable. That's the decisive move. They were all dead. They were all stumbling at the top of the rise, but where does he get it from?
Well, the beauty about that attack on that last bit of uphill is that he continued the sprint right over the top and took the speed down into the glide here. And now he's got SOEDERGREN in second. There's Legkova and finally Giorgio De Centa. And that was a great move because NORTHUG said, I don't want to leave this to the last 100.
Oh, cannot believe it. That's the pain in the legs. There's no feeling left for the Russian.
And Giorgio De Centa goes into bronze. As NORTHUG heads for the stadium now. Norway, who've yet to get a gold medal at these championships, and he's coming into our view any moment now. SOEDERGREN.
Untouchable, the momentum that NORTHUG has got. Unless he falls, he's going to take this one clearly. I think SOEDERGREN might hold on for silver.
Coming into the last 100 metres, Peter NORTHUG for Norway. Gold medals at the last World Championship in the Norwegian team in the relay. He was only 5th in the pursuit, but this is Norway's moment. Has a little look around. SOEDERGREN secure in second place. Giorgio De Centa in the bronze medal position. Gold to Norway, silver to SOEDERGREN. And Giorgio can look around. He's got enough in hand. What a pity. What a shame for Legkova.
I really feel for Legkova. He's a good sprinter, but none of them had any feelings in the legs, and he tripped himself up over himself on the sharp left-hander. He's gutted.
Coming across the line now, that's Roland Clara, and Angra won't be too far behind, as they really... There isn't anything you can say. There's nothing you can say. He's absolutely apart. He's in pieces.
Destroyed, hey. That's so... He's come in here wanting that medal any colour so badly, as have all those top 35 that were in the pack, but he just made one silly mistake. And here it is. Here it is. Oh, absolutely, he was just lifting his left leg to just step around this bend, and it went completely